welcome to more of our playthrough of At Any Cost. Now, things have been heating up. First, the French thought they could just seize this little town here as if it were some road apple. And so we started marching down this little valley here. But through a series of fortuitous activations, the 10th Corps of the Prussians were able to shove themselves in here between them and practically break up this offensive. They're in a lot of trouble. This is the main victory condition of which all the other victory conditions depend. So they have to capture this somehow. And they do have their activation coming up. Not yet, though, for the moment. And these guys have stopped for the time being. But now, it is time to move. It's time for the 4th Corps to do their thing. And I've kind of put them in charge of taking Mars-la-Tour, this little town here. If things don't go well over here, though, I might have to swing them around and try to cover that. The Prussians are tough. Okay, so let's figure out what we're going to do with these guys. First thing, we have to decide on the posture of the headquarters. And I think we're going to keep it defensive. I could get into assault range. I think it's a little early. I think I want to get everyone situated before I start pounding on them, because I think I want to use mostly fire to fight. Okay, how should we do it? Let's look at the fire. Fire combat step. Here we go. Well, in the fire range, I was thinking of firing the 7th Corps. However, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is in extended range for French artillery. Ooh, that really stinks. I almost think I need to not fire because then I can't move the cannons, so I think I need to move them closer before I start shooting. It looks like the only really fire that's worth doing at the moment is this brigade at 5, plus the Mitrailleuse with it, for a total of 9 strength points. It will be extended range, so that's going to end up being only 4 strength points. And we're going to fire at the cavalry here. All right, let's see. Put that there. Unfortunately, we end up in the 2 column. We're going to need a very good roll to make a hit. So, firing. That might qualify. Well, it did do something. The cavalry unit underneath the headquarters is a TCR of 7, which matches the morale roll, so they will actually get shaken. The horse artillery underneath, however, is an 8. That's going to be no effect on them. That's all the firing I'm going to do. And now it is time for the movement step. And still kind of inexperienced in this game, but I think what I need to do, I hate being out in this open here, but I think I just need to form kind of a battle line here and just pour the fire on. So I think that's what's going to happen so we need to get in within effective range of our Chassepot rifles and force him to come out to us if he wants to do anything. So 1, 2. And I want the core to move up 1 to be, where do I, all right, what if I did this? I did 1 here. That's effective range. And here we come 1, 2. And with these guys, I think I'm gonna pick anything up here. I can't get. And 1, 2, 3, and get up on this hill for a little bit of an overlook. All right. Meanwhile, these guys come over the bridge. I don't want to block up the. I might have to though. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go, come back. 1, 2, 3. Headquarters. Put on the back here. And we'll use the cavalry to kind of cover the HQ here. HQ, did I just say HQ? And finally, we're all set in a decent position here. The only question is, what do I do with these guys? Well, it does expose them, but let's go ahead and bring them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I may go back a little to kind of keep the artillery from being too much out of hand. We're still within strike range. Okay. So that's our move. And that's it for that one. That's no rally. There's no out of command step. It is time to activate something new. Let's back out. Whoop. Okay. Next chip in the batch is Fortunes of War chip. And well, we got to roll. There we go. And roll. A 9 is a leader casualty. So this will be put next to the draw cup, and the next activation gets it. So we don't know who's gonna be the victim of it yet until we draw more chip. And wow, the one guy we didn't want it to be was LaBouffe, leader casualty, which is gonna reduce his command rating by 1. And we can just put that right there. Wow, the French are just not getting every bad thing to happen to them. And unfortunately, it's going to remain for the entirety of this scenario. Now, the nice thing is, we pretty much have to stay in close formation anyway, so it won't be too much of a burden. We're not breaking out. So I'm going to go ahead and go aggressive, even though that command rating is only 1 because of the leader casualty. Because the thing about being in command is, as long as there's a string of people, you can actually, so even though this is 2 away, because he's in command with this guy, he's in command with that guy. So we are ready to fire. And I got to deal with this very strong, very coherent 40th brigade. And so I'm going to start with him. I'm going to fire the 1st Brigade, Arnard, and we're going to employ the Moulin à Café because we need to really blast him, even though that may risk getting low ammo. Let us fire. So here comes the salvo on the 14 to 15 column. They really need a good shot this time. So here they go, fire. Oh, that's terrible. Well, it's a morale test, +2, unfortunately. Well, I'm smacking stuff. That was awful. That's going to only be a 5. That is going to be no effect on that. That is an absolute waste. Now we get to see if they have go to low ammo. And no, they don't actually. So they get away with that. And they get away with 1. Okay, so who else can fire? The 1st Neural and the Mitrius, whatever you call them, can fire together at a 9, and we end up on the 10 column, actually. 10 to 11 column, and they will fire. 5, 9. 5. Okay, finally we're gonna get somewhere. Okay, so that's a morale test +3. 9 plus 3 is gonna be a 10, 11, 12. Okay, and a 12 minus 8 is 4. So now, they are disrupted. Okay, so they're a lot in worse shape than they were before. So now we have a fighting chance. Okay, we do have an artillery unit here who's only 2 points strength, but you know what, we're gonna go ahead and fire him because it is plunging fire, so we will get a combat shift, so it's gonna be on the 3 table. And let's see if we can get lucky. Okay, Artillery fire. Nothing. No, that's not gonna be it. And unfortunately, it wasn't doubles, so we didn't go low ammo. Okay, that is everybody that can fire. Now we're at movement, and the question is, do I want to attempt an assault on that still formidable brigade? I think we need to. I think we need to crack him. So let's start the business. We're gonna move him up. Now here's the thing. He doesn't usually get defensive fire here. He doesn't have to. You may want to save it because he doesn't want to go into worst conduct. Because every time you can fire once, but the next time you do defensive fire against these other guys, you got to take a 2-shift deficit. And I think you want to wait till something a little more meaty comes along. And so that's what he's going to do. He's going to let that guy come up and wait for the next guy to move. And the question is, will he wait for this one or this one? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think he's just going to move in here. And yes, I think he's going to go ahead and defensive fire from there. And he fires on the 6th column. This could be potentially destructive. 4-3. 4 is a morale test +1. That would bring this up to a 4. No effect. Okay, got lucky. All right. Bringing this guy in. Defensive fire again. Okay, it's the same thing, but now it's a 2-column shift down. He's down to the 4 column. Still not a safe shot, so you gotta be careful. And here we go. A 5-4. The 5 is a morale test, but the 4 is meaningless. So they are safe. Everyone is safe. Okay. All right, we're gonna move him into the forest here. And now he's up for open running. So we've freed up our cavalry, and we might as well start moving him out. And that's gonna be tricky. One, move into the woods, and we want to keep our command structure going here, and that'll do it. The artillery, this should just come up, I think. Just cover. Yes, they're kind of out of the action is the problem, which annoys me. But I think that's all the move. Well, what do we got here? Let's go ahead and push everyone down. Okay. In that case, I don't want these guys to be out of command. Well, I mean, I'm not sure we do. We'll just leave him there. And yes, we're going to do an assault. He's going to be the lead assault with these two and supporting, and we do want to support with him because that is going to allow, because it's 3 on 1, that's going to be a flank attack. All right, what does this mean? So this is a decent setup for an assault on this rather formidable brigade. And we are actually at the +5 on the assault combat results table. And here comes a very critical roll at a 4. The French are just not rolling very well. That still counts as D2 though. So the defender will lose, and now he has a choice. And I think the choice would be retreating. So we are going to force this Prussian unit to retreat. And he has to retreat 2. He's going to go 1, and this is really the only place to go. He can't overstack, so he's going to go over here. 2. And we can break through with any one of these guys, and we're going to go ahead and break through with our... Yeah, we're actually going to move him because this opens up some fire here. So, that's it. That's the assault. There's no rally, and there's nobody out of command. That is where the battle lies. Okay, so that's where we're going to go ahead and end this little session. French doing a little better. They managed to push them back, but there's still, all this is flooded in. This is still going to be very hard to crack. In fact, I don't even know if we're going to be able to manage it. But tune in next time. Leave your comments if you see any errors, see if you see a strategy I can use. But until then, thanks for watching.